I'm going to show you a small trick to save paper when you're making your 4.5 by 6.5 photo mats. Originally I was just cutting it at 6 1/4, and that would only give me room for 2. And I realized that 6 1/4, 4 1/4, 4 1/4 would give me enough room for 3. So I drew this little diagram out. This would be scrap, this would be scrap. Do save your pile of scraps for our other mini album. So if you want to cut that, it's quite easy. Just place your long end along 6 1/4 and slice it up, and then place it at 4 1/4. And you have 2 photo mats. This one, just take off a little bit. I think it's a 1/2 inch. Put it at 4 1/4. Probably discard that. And now do 6 1/4. And save your scraps. So that will give us plenty of mats. Now another thing that Paul Ford does is he decorates the edge of his mats. He will take a pen and start drawing, and when he stops he puts a little dot. He does it fairly close to the edge, and it just gives a little bit of design to the mats. You can do this or not, or do it fancy, or do nothing. But I just wanted to show you his technique if you haven't seen his video. And since it's a 1/4 inch bigger, an 1/8 of an inch will show past the photos. So do it fairly close to the edge. And if you feel like doodling, or you like to doodle, this would be good. You could even do a different color if you wanted. My hands are a wee bit shaky, so it's not a favorite activity of mine. Let's see, I'll grab a photo here, and you can see, you would still see the design around a photo. Okay, now let's put some of these photo mats in our album, so we will know where to put our magnets. And we still have a couple pieces. We have on the front of our gatefolds, we have triangle pieces, and on the back of our gatefolds, we have 2 little pockets for tags. Now you might want to decorate first before you put these on, so you're going to think this through before you do it. Now the album opens from the top. This is the front of the album. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a magnet here. And the reason I'm putting it there is if we added a photo mat an 1/8 of an inch away, I don't want my magnet to be under a photo and a mat. It'll be stronger if it's close, and there'll be a decorative piece here. Now I'm not sure if I'm using photo mats, so this is what I'm going to do. Put just a teeny bit of tape in the center of my card and put my photo mat on. It's easily removed, but it will show me the correct position. The other thing I like to do, remember I put my magnets on a magnet so I wouldn't lose them. They are easy to escape and easy to break, so this helps protect them. I'm going to put a dot of glue where I want my magnet, and I just lay it on top of the glue. Now Paul uses his construction tape on top of the magnet. He just takes a small piece and holds down the magnet with it. You can do that, but you also can put double-sided tape on it. And I'm going to take a small piece of double-sided and put it upside down so the sticky part is on the top. Get my fingers off here. Sure I am. Getting it off your fingers isn't always easy. So I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to take another magnet and let it find its home on top of the one we have. I'm going to hold it here. There. Now, it's going to go right about where that X is. And I'm going to just put a little dab of glue right on top of it. And when I fold this down and touch it, the magnet should stick to the piece where I want it. Now there's only one difficulty here, and that's why the black tape is a little bit better. It doesn't show as much. I'm going to remove a bit because I'm going to have a decorative piece of paper there, and I don't want the adhesive to show. But for right now, that's where I'm going to leave that magnet. Now these other, what are they called? Waterfalls. You can decide how many photos you want. You can have one on each side. On the back side, you could even have small ones. If you do decide to keep the mats on your photos, make sure you adhere them better. I'm literally putting just that tab of paper adhesive there, just a little bit to hold it in place while I decide. And until you get your decorative paper in your hand, and maybe even the pictures you want to do, it's hard to decide if you want mats or not. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 photos there and a magnet on top. Now let's go to our main page. I put a big, you can put a big photo here, or you can put a little one. I'm going to put nothing for the moment. But I want this box, see how it's made this lovely box to hold things. I want this box to stay in shape. And in order to do that, I need 2 magnets. And I'm going to put them, I'm turning it upside down. I'm going to put the 2 magnets on the end, leaving room for an edging of design. And then I'll place them just like the other one and decide where the other 2 go. So I'm going to start by just putting a little dab of glue where I want it. Now you can either put black tape over it. If you have any left, I always have trouble finding it. If you have any left, the black tape holds really well. Of course, you have to have scissors to cut it. Remember to keep your 1/8 of an inch leeway so your paper won't show the black tape. So I'm putting 2 magnets on at once here. I'm going to use Paul's technique since I do have enough black tape. I just didn't know if you would. So I wanted to show you how you could use double-sided tape too. I'm putting the black tape upside down. It really is hard to get your fingers off it sometimes. Too sticky. I'm about ready to give up on the black tape. Why don't we try both and see which works better? Okay, here's our double-sided tape. Tearing off a small piece, turning it upside down. That one came off a little easier. Whoops. I can't get it off my fingers. Well, let's just hold it on. Maybe the magnet will hold it down for me. Let the magnet fall on top of the other one. That'll hold it. Whoop. Okay. Now remember, I like glue on my magnets too to make sure they're nice and secure, so just a little tab on top of it. And it dries clear, so it's okay. Now I put some dots where I think it'll go, but I'm just going to take it over, make sure my sides are straight, and whoop, and push gently. Now if we can get this straight, and the magnets are straight, then it will always stay in a nice position, even when it's decorated and full of pictures. Keeps those sides upright nicely. Okay, so we lift it up, and I had too much wetness, and so both magnets came off. So let's try again. Maybe I should have done one magnet at a time. Since I have the mark of glue, I'm just going to put it where it was. And we'll let that dry a little bit. If I did one at a time, I think it would have dried better. So that will be, when we add the decorations over this, we can take off the sticky part. Okay, let's move on. We have at least one more magnet to do. Now, because these magnets are here, you might want your decorative paper to be here. So if you were using small pictures, 4x6 pictures, you might have them together like that. I don't think you necessarily, and then you'll put your decorative sheet colors here and it'll match. I don't think you have to put the photo mats down right away, but that's Paul's technique and I'm giving it a try. Okay, now those two magnets should hold the next things in place really well. Now this is just up and down, and it doesn't even need a magnet because there's no pressure on it. So I'm just opening this flap, and again, you can decide where you want your photos. If you want to make a pattern, 2 together, 3 together, you could even change the direction. I'm only putting a small amount because I'm not sure. And what's nice about the adhesive, if you don't use liquid adhesive on this, is you can rub it off if you change your mind. Okay, when we open this bottom one, we have our gatefold. This gatefold is where our triangle pieces are going to go. I want to decorate this before I put my triangles on, so I'm just going to keep those aside. On the inside, there'll be a straight pocket for a tag. We could put this one on because your decoration will be going inside of it. So I'm going to take all pieces off. I'll just put one on for now to show you how to do it. I don't think this needs just the trash cans on the floor. Try better. Again, you want to make sure it doesn't get inside the score marks because you want it to lie flat. Okay, now this, when we open it up, in the triangles we'll be having a big mat there, and you'll see that when we decorate it next class. Wipe off my dried glue. I spilled a little bit as I went before. Right here, I want a magnet. I want a magnet that goes below that spot. I'm going to put the bottom one on first. Try not to put quite as much glue so it doesn't get as wet and it'll stay put. If you have black tape, keep using black tape. I think it sticks easier. Except you gotta find the end. Now I'm going to put another black tape on top of it, upside down. I might catch my end a little. See if I can get my finger off there. Put another magnet on top. Put a dot of glue on top. And take your top flap and lay it down. I think it's the glue that's giving me trouble. It's making it too wet. There we go. Now I have the magnet on. Okay, so magnets are on. All the mats are not on. I still have a pile here and I can decide what to do. When we put our triangles on here, when we decorate next, we'll be sliding our last piece of paper that we didn't do anything with. This will be a large photo mat, and these triangles will hold it in place, and that will also hold the gatefolds to get place. So we won't worry about that right now. We just want to get all our magnets on so we are ready to decorate. And it's all together. Wrong direction. Keep it in a square. There we go. So that's all for now. We have two different kinds of paper in our sets. So your nobody's decorations will be the same. But this will teach you how to make this album, and then you can make it in any color you like for future ones. That's all for now. God bless and have a great weekend.